Hi, welcome to Foodie and Fit for another Touch Base Tuesday. My name is Michael James, and let's get into it. So, for Touch Base Tuesday is something I like to do on Wednesdays, actually, where I talk about my progress the week prior up until Tuesday. So, for me, I ended up losing about 5 pounds going up and down since last Tuesday. Since last Tuesday, I've actually stayed about the same. It's just that the scale has gone up some and has gone down some. And that's one of the things that it's important to talk about for this video. You can't rely so much on the scale. The scale is a great indicator for weight loss because, trust me, I've been there. You step on the scale and you get that number is less than the day before, and you're like, yes, I'm doing it. But it can also be the enemy, because if it gives you a number that you don't want, like, hey, on was it Tuesday of last week, it was like, okay, things are progressing. My goal was to possibly be down another 2 pounds by this week to make it 7 in total. And so the week was progressing well. And then when I weighed in on Monday, hey, the scale went up somewhat. And that can be very disconcerting and disheartening for people who are just getting into weight loss. But one of the things is, I've learned from my experience previously having lost 30 pounds that, like, this is normal. The scale goes down, up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit. I have the nice thing about logging my weight with my FitnessPal and my Fitbit is that I can show how this has always happened through the course of all the weight losses I've ever gone through, that I've been able to monitor that stuff. So while it did get me down a little bit to see that, hey, the scale went back up, it's a normal process, and sometimes you just have to accept it and just realize as long as you stay consistent, overall it's going to go down. You don't want to actually lose too much weight too fast, because at that point you are hurting your muscle retention, and you want to, for me at least, my goal is to maintain as much muscle as possible while losing mostly just fat. A lot of people think, hey, I just want to lose 30 pounds as quick as possible, and that's a great goal, but the thing is, what's the point if you lose weight, if it's mostly muscle? Muscle is fine to have. Doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, it's fine. Most people actually just want to lose fat. And so you could lose a bunch of muscle mass and still not lose that much fat. For me, the certain aesthetic that I want is still maintaining a majority of my muscles. So this is actually good to see that it balances out and that's still on the track to go down. So one of the things I'll do is I'll get my phone and then I'll look at this. So going into my Fitbit, it shows me at 4.6 pounds lost from February 13th, which is nice. And so I'm at 229.4 pounds, which is nice, except for last Friday, I was at 227 pounds, 27.1 pounds. So it can be very disheartening to jump on the scale come Monday and then have seen that you've gone up 2 pounds. And again, there's water retention, so especially for depending on how much sodium you're eating, or how much your sodium intake is, or how much water you're drinking, or hormonal level, or if you're a woman, if you're menstruating, and all this other stuff, those things can impact your water retention. So it's not always, hey, I lost fat, or I lost weight, or I lost whatever. Sometimes it's just your body is just cycling through its normal cycle, and that's why it's better to consistently take your weight at the same time of day, so that way you can minimize those impacts. Because I can weigh myself at different points in the day and then see, hey, I lost weight within the day, but it won't factor in the fact that, hey, did I just go walk 5 miles? Did I just go do a strenuous workout? What I've been doing all day. So that's why it's important. Just for me, I like to hop on my Fitbit Aria scale right when I get up Like go use the restroom and then do it right when I get up, so that way it's consistent. So that way every day I know that's done. I don't have to worry about, well, I ate something right beforehand or any of that other nonsense. So yeah, that is something just to be mindful of. Like your body's weight's going to fluctuate throughout the course of the day and throughout the course of the week, even if you just were eating at your maintenance calories. So for me, scrolling back, actually, let me just look at the map. Yeah, for me, scrolling back to January 2016, I see that from when I was at 230 pounds to when I get down to like 202, that every couple of days it'd go up and then it'd drop down more. Then it'd go up again and it'd drop down more. So just as long as you do the consistent thing and don't get discouraged, because that discouragement can lead you to binge eat or start saying like, you know what, I already gained 1 pound, so let me cheat more. You just have to stay consistent. And so while I didn't like to see the results on Tuesday of, okay, well, the weight went up on Monday and it dropped back down on Tuesday to drop back down on Tuesday, like you just have to take it with a grain of salt, because the scale is not always the best tool to reflect your progress. That's why it's important to take pictures and feel how your clothes are fitting, because those types of things will let you get a better sense of all the changes that your body's going through that you may not be aware of. So while, hey, the scale goes up, if your pants are fitting better, or like, hey, this is a little bit more loose than I want, this is maybe like a size or two more than I would have thought that it should have been, or hey, you'll notice, it takes a while to start noticing the change. And that's why it's important to document it. I know these days selfies get a bad rap, but especially when you're trying to be health conscious and conscious of your fitness, you need to, like, it's documentation purposes. You want to be able to see that progress, because that progress will be motivation. It's very hard, and trust me, I've been there, when you're plateauing, it's like, hey, I'm not losing weight, or I'm not really seeing any changes. But then when everyone else starts seeing changes, or hey, no, my pants are definitely smaller, like are definitely bigger than what I could normally wear, or things are fitting differently. I had shorts that I bought when I was in college, and then by the end of college, I couldn't wear the shorts anymore. I was like, yeah, like, hey, these are like 2 sizes too small. So I stopped wearing them, and then when I got back into, when I started losing weight, I was like, wow, I could fit these shorts, I could fit these jeans, like I could see the difference. Well, I couldn't see the difference, but I knew that I've had that sort of change just by the simple fact that, hey, things that I couldn't wear, that I used to be able to wear, that I couldn't wear, I could fit back into. So, and being able to take photos, like, again, you're not always going to see every minor change that, like, hey, your face has thinned out a little bit, or hey, your sides, or any of those things, because you see yourself every day. So just that documentation purposes can help give you that motivation to stay on track. And that's really all you want to do. So for me, all the metrics and all the information and all the data I use from MyFitnessPal and Fitbit are just to help keep me motivated. People have been losing weight well before MyFitnessPal and Fitbits, and you don't need those. For me, those are just tools that keep me motivated. All the information I can take out of that and I can use to, like, okay, well, here's what happens when I was eating at 2,000 calories and versus 2,500 calories. Wow, I'm actually losing more weight after a month of 2,500 calories than I was at a month at 2,000 calories. And you can start making those adjustments. If you're not tracking your progress, you're literally taking a shot in the dark, because how do you know if things are changing or things are working? So for me, I use my Fitbit scale, my Fitbit Versa, MyFitnessPal, and then pictures, because that's just the best way to get a more complete picture of how I'm progressing. So trust me, I've already noticed certain changes, like, oh, hey, this is looking better and this is looking different. But I'm just trying to make sure I don't lose my momentum, because that's one of the things I've seen with everyone who gets into fitness or eating better come January 1st is you start doing well, you get a month in, and then something happens and you lose motivation. Oh, you have a date, you lose motivation. Oh, something happened in your family, you lose motivation. Work is being stressful, you lose motivation. So just by having a routine of things that keep you thinking about fitness, thinking about your eating, and keeping you motivated, that's better. Those are just little safeties. So 9 times out of 10, I don't need a Fitbit to stay motivated, because like, hey, I'm gonna walk this much, I know this is 5 miles, I know what I'm doing. But on the days that I need to push myself, because like not every day I can't knock it out of the park every day. If it's raining, I'm going to be less inclined to walk and just feel lazy. But if I can get that little reminder of like, oh, hey, I'm only at 11,000 steps. Let me see if I can just at least get to 15. And you do those little things. As long as you're trying to push yourself every day more and more, you'll improve. So that's been Foodie and Fit. I'm curious, has anyone gone through this experience where you've seen the scale go up and down, but consistently go down? Like, what were your thoughts when that happened? Like, did that demotivate you? Please let me know in the comments, and then also like, subscribe, and share.